What if the gift you refuse to open contained the only truth capable of healing your broken heart? I spent 15 years hating my father. But when
What
I
if the
finally
gift you
opened
refused to open held the one truth that could heal your broken heart? I spent 15 years hating my father for abandoning me. But when I finally opened that dusty box he left behind, I discovered something that shattered everything I thought I knew about love, sacrifice, and the man I refused to forgive. This is the story of the gift I didn't open and how it changed my life forever. If you believe in second chances and the power of unconditional love, hit that like button right now and subscribe, because this story will remind you why forgiveness is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. My name is Emma Collins, and for most of my life, I've carried anger like a badge of honor. I was 7 years old when my father walked out. No explanation, no goodbye, just gone. One morning he kissed me on the forehead before school, and by dinner, his closet was empty. My mother cried for weeks, I cried for months, and then, slowly, the tears turned into something harder, something colder, resentment. My mum did everything she could to fill the void he left. She worked 2 jobs waitressing during the day and cleaning offices at night. I watched her come home exhausted, collapse on the couch, and still find the energy to ask me about my homework, to braid my hair, to make me feel loved. She was my hero, and he was the villain in every story I told myself. Years passed, birthdays came and went without a card, Christmases without a call. My high school graduation, he wasn't there. When I got accepted into college, I didn't even think about telling him. Why would I? He had made his choice. But here's the thing about absence, it leaves questions that never quite go away. On my 18th birthday, a package arrived at our door. Brown paper wrapping, my name written in handwriting I barely recognized. My mother's face went pale when she saw it. "It's from him," she whispered. I felt my stomach drop. After 11 years of silence, he sends a box. I refused to open it. I shoved it into the back of my closet and tried to forget it existed. My mom begged me to at least see what was inside, but I couldn't. Opening it felt like forgiving him, and I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't sure I'd ever be ready. Life moved forward. I went to college, got my degree in social work, and dedicated my life to helping kids in foster care, kids who'd been abandoned, neglected, left behind. Maybe I was trying to save the little girl I used to be. Maybe I was trying to prove that people like my father didn't get to define who we became. I built a good life. I had friends, a career I loved, even a boyfriend who treated me like I mattered. But there was always this shadow, this unresolved weight, sitting in the corner of my mind. Then, 3 months ago, everything changed. My mum got sick, cancer, aggressive and unforgiving. The doctors gave her 6 months, maybe less. I moved back home to take care of her, and for the first time in years, we talked about him. "Emma," she said one evening, her voice weak but steady, "you need to let go of the anger." "I have let it go," I lied. She smiled, the kind of smile that said she knew better. "No, sweetheart, you've buried it. There's a difference." I wanted to argue, but I couldn't, because she was right. A few weeks later, while cleaning out the attic to make space for medical equipment, I found it again. The box, dusty, forgotten, exactly where I'd left it all those years ago. I sat on the floor, holding it in my hands, and for the first time, I felt something other than anger. I felt curious. What could possibly be inside that would matter after all this time? I brought it downstairs. My mom was resting, so I sat at the kitchen table, scissors in hand, heart pounding. Slowly, carefully, I cut through the tape. Inside was a leather journal, worn, filled with pages and pages of handwriting. His handwriting. My hands trembled as I opened it. The first entry was dated 2 weeks after he left. "I don't know if Emma will ever read this, but I need to write it anyway. I need her to know the truth, even if she hates me for the rest of her life." I read on, my heart pounding harder with every word. He wrote about the day he got the diagnosis. Stage 4 lung cancer, inoperable. The doctors gave him a year, maybe 2 if he was lucky. He wrote about the fear that consumed him, not the fear of dying, but the fear of forcing his little girl to watch him waste away. "I can't let her see me like this. I can't let her remember me as the sick, hollow man I'm becoming. She deserves better than that." He wrote about how he spent his final months traveling to every place he'd ever promised to take me. The Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, the beach in California where he proposed to my mom. He took pictures, wrote letters, collected memories all for me. I'm building her a box of love. So when I'm gone, she'll know I never stopped thinking about her. I never stopped being her dad. Tears streamed down my face as I turned the pages. There were photographs tucked between the entries. Him standing in front of mountains, oceans, forests, always smiling, always holding a sign that said, "Wish you were here, Emma." There were ticket stubs from museums, postcards he'd written but never sent, pressed flowers from trails he'd hiked, and in the very back of the journal, a letter addressed to me. "My dearest Emma, if you're reading this, it means I'm gone. And if I know you, and I do, it also means you've spent a long time hating me. I don't blame you. I would hate me too. I left because I loved you too much to stay. I know that sounds like an excuse, but it's the truth. I was dying, sweetheart, and I couldn't bear the thought of you watching me disappear piece by piece. I wanted you to remember me strong, whole, not as the man who couldn't even lift his own daughter anymore. I know I hurt you. I know I broke your trust. And I know that no amount of words in a journal can undo that. But I need you to know this. Leaving you was the hardest thing I've ever done. And every single day I was gone, I carried you with me. You were in every sunrise I watched, every mountain I climbed, every moment I had left. You were there. I hope you grow up strong. I hope you find love, real love, the kind that doesn't run when things get hard. And I hope, God, I hope that one day you'll understand why I did what I did. I will always be your dad, no matter where I am. I love you, Emma, forever and always." Dad, I sat there in that kitchen, clutching the journal to my chest, sobbing like I hadn't cried since I was 7 years old. All those years, I thought he abandoned me because I wasn't enough, because he didn't love me. But the truth was so much more complicated, so much more heartbreaking. He left because he loved me. He left to protect me from pain, even though it cost him everything. My mom found me there an hour later, still holding the journal, still crying. She sat down beside me, wrapped her arm round my shoulders, and whispered, "Now you know." "You knew?" I asked, my voice breaking. She nodded. "He called me before he left, told me everything, made me promise not to tell you until you were ready. I wasted so much time hating him." I choked out. "You didn't waste anything, sweetheart. You were hurt. You had every right to be. But now you have the truth. And that's a gift too." In the weeks that followed, I read that journal cover to cover 3 times. I looked at every picture, read every letter, traced his handwriting with my fingers like I could somehow reach back through time and tell him I understood. I visited his grave for the first time since the funeral. I brought flowers, wildflowers. His favorite, and I sat there in the grass and talked to him. I told him about my life, about the work I do, about the person I've become, and I told him I forgave him. I told him I loved him. My mum passed away 2 months later, peacefully, in her sleep, with me holding her hand. And even in the grief, I felt something else. Gratitude, because she gave me the space to find my way back to him. She gave me the truth when I was finally ready to hear it. Now, I keep that journal with me always. It sits on my nightstand, and on the hard days, the days when I miss them both so much it hurts to breathe, I open it and read his words, and I remember that love doesn't always look the way we expect it to. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's painful, sometimes it means letting go so someone else can hold on to the memory of who you were at your best. My father didn't abandon me. He loved me the only way he knew how, in the time he had left. And that gift, the gift I refused to open for so long, gave me something I didn't know I needed. Closure, understanding, peace. I work with abandoned kids every day, and I tell them the same thing I wish someone had told me. The people who leave us don't always stop loving us. Sometimes they leave because they love us too much to stay. And sometimes the greatest act of love is letting someone remember you whole. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel for more powerful stories about love, forgiveness, and second chances. And drop a comment below. Have you ever discovered a truth that completely changed how you saw someone? I'd love to hear your story. Remember, it's never too late to forgive. It's never too late to heal. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.